everyone, I'm Duncan Olney, and welcome to Got the Fire, where we get excited about people in Indianapolis that are doing cool things for the community. We love two things, Indianapolis and community, and I guess the third one is cool people. So let me welcome Dave Neff. Dave is the president and CEO of Edge Mentoring. He's also on the Indiana chapter of the National Christian Foundation. He is a former Exact Target and Pacers man. He's a regular at the Shepherd Community Center as a volunteer, and he has a wife and two kids.
That's right.
Dave, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Duncan. I'm excited to be here.
We are so excited. Give us some stats, man. Put some visuals around Edge Mentoring.
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys do? How big is it? Where are you?
Yeah. So at Edge, we've created a third space that's outside the home. It's not where you go to work or where you go to church, for millennials to engage in whole life, intergenerational mentoring relationships. And so over the last 4 years and change, we've had over 800 people that have directly engaged in our mentoring framework. We've got about 130 Edge groups, as we call them, that have been launched. So one mentor that's typically 35 to 40 and older, with 5 to 6 mentees, ages 22 to 32. And so we have people in Edge from 40 states, given that these group interactions happen via Zoom call.
40 states.
40 states,
40
couple
states.
countries. Shout out Canada and a couple over the pond. I think we've got somebody in from Scotland right now. Got to work with the time zones on those.
Yeah.
So directly engaged, just under 1,000, and then we do some events throughout the year. Just had a big conference called EdgeX and had close to 3,000 folks there with Tony Dungy and Scott Dorsey and some other leaders, and that was our third year doing EdgeX. We've got some women's events and other things we do throughout the year.
So really, at the core, it's all about community. Community in the third space, and then community once a year in person.
It really is, yeah. I mean, I think we come at it from, we meet a lot of people in the professional realm, but we are trying to foster and promote more of these mentoring, intergenerational relationships, and specifically whole life, not just career mentoring, not just personal mentoring, and it's not just a faith like a Bible study or something like that. It's really, how does it all come together?
And when you talk about these mentees and mentors, are they typically more future-minded people? Are they giving people?
Yeah. I would say a trend I see across all of our mentees and mentors is that they're curious. They have a hunger, desire for community. We see a lot of people that just moved to Indy and they're looking for ways to get plugged in. And we have people that are here, but they travel for work. And so they want to have a way to have regular interaction if they're on the road 4 days a week, where they're not able to maybe see friends or people on a regular basis. So curiosity, community, and certainly I think people that are willing to learn from those who are different from them. So inclusive, future-oriented, absolutely.
And how often does a person, let's say a millennial,
Yeah.
or maybe an emerging Gen Z that's getting into the workspace, how often will they have to reinvent themselves?
That's a great question. I've heard that it's every 4 years. I could see it accelerating, at that pace, or 3 or 4 years, just with the rate of how things are changing. I think something to remember, and I just read this recently, was that everyone's saying coding is the skill that millennials need, or the generation coming behind them, centennials need. I think it's the soft skills. It's the leadership. It's the emotional intelligence, because at the end of the day, there's still going to be people, and people make up organizations. And so how do you resolve conflict, collaborate, work within a team structure?
Creative thinking,
exactly,
curiosity,
yeah.
The C's.
The C's, yep.
The C's. And, I'm an indie by design. Like, I came to Indy. And what makes Indianapolis to you? I think it's an awesome city. What makes Indianapolis to you a great place to run a national mentoring organization? 40 states, so many countries.
Yeah.
Like, why here?
I think the level of access that we have in Indy amongst people, amongst generations. Most people here, I think, are willing to carve out 30 minutes to meet with you, whereas in other bigger cities, Chicago, New York, it could be much more fragmented. And I think along with that access is there's a degree of warmth, right, with the people here, and that we always hear about when we host big events, the Super Bowl or otherwise. People talk about the Hoosier hospitality. I think people here are thoughtful and willing to help you out when you're new to city, and get you connected to friends. So I think access, warmth, thoughtfulness. People here just get it. Indy's great.
They get it. And I think it's a city that works. It's a kick-ass town in terms of infrastructure.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of great restaurants, an art scene,
the downtown, I mean, yeah, downtown's like the most walkable downtown in America. And so you're right, it is a city that works.
Dave, thank you so much for being here. Let's send
Yeah.
our audience out with some great parting words.
Yeah.
What would you like to say to them today?
I
Make it
would
good,
say,
man. Make
yeah,
it good.
yeah,
Come on.
yeah. As I think about from my seat, just what's going on in the world today, I think we are a more polarized world than maybe ever before. I mean, I've only been around 33 years, but in my life, it just seems like there's the fringes that are really loud, right? The people on opposite ends, and so there's all this kind of infighting. And so my challenge to people watching this would be to go meet with somebody in person. Don't just tweet them or send them a DM. To go meet with someone in person that is very different from you, sit across the table, ask questions, learn, and try to find some common ground. Because I think if people would just wake up and pay attention, I think there's more commonality than there are differences. And unfortunately, whether it's politics or faith or other things, they just, people that tends to get in the way, and it tends to divide us versus unite us. So
Thank you for those words.
yeah.
As you go out back into your day from watching this, I urge you to rise above the hype, be your awesome self, make the world a better place. This is Got the Fire, where we are excited about people in Indianapolis that are building community and doing amazing things. Thanks for watching.